Hello, people. This is Cam, one half of the Football Frame of Mind podcast. Uh, Today, we will be talking about the NFL, previewing week 3 of the NFL season. Before I get started, man, I want to say thank you to all of our followers on other social media, all of our subscribers, all of the football fans everywhere. Man, come join us in great conversation and just, share your thoughts, man. We love football here and we love talking about it, man. And, what I'm saying, we share different opinions, myself and Brandon, and we share different opinions with everybody else. So, great conversation, great podcast, great environment to talk, man, about football here. And like I said, man, don't forget to like and subscribe, man. And like I said, without further ado, let's get into this preview, man, of NFL Week 3. So, obviously, like I said, don't forget to watch our Week 2 recap, man. A lot of good information on there. But going into Week 3, some really cool games, man, with some interesting storylines, man, that I really want to talk about, man. So obviously, you guys understand if you watch the show, I am a Ravens fan, die hard. I love my team, and we're going against the Indianapolis Colts, man. Obviously, history there. If you know Baltimore Colts, the Ravens obviously moved there. Indianapolis moved from there. So, like I said, history there, no matter which way you slice it. So, but aside from that, man, obviously Anthony Richardson coming off a pretty good game. He's doing some cool stuff there in Indianapolis, man. I think my preseason prediction is going really well, that they are letting him just play and figure things out and just, going with what they know. And I think he is going to have some success. He's going to have some failures this year. But I really like what they're doing with him, just letting him play, and then we'll figure it out from there. But he's doing some really cool things. I love his body type, and he can take some hits, and he can give some hits too. So, like I said, the overall goal is to make him a better passer, obviously. Complete quarterback, but he's going to give you some athleticism as well. So I expect them to do some things with him, and he's gonna make this a interesting game, man. But I think our defense, my Ravens defense, is a Super Bowl caliber defense, man. And when Marlon Humphrey comes back, it's only going to get a lot better. So, but like I said, he's recovering. But right now, I think we're a Super Bowl defense, man. Healthy. I love Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. They are probably the best linebacker tandem in the league right now. Argue with your mama, but those two guys are awesome, man. I love the pressure we put on people, the back end, the front end, the middle. Everything's good on defense. So I expect us to really wreak havoc on Anthony Richardson this week. Give him a real welcome to the NFL moment like we did CJ Stroud in week 1. So I expect the Ravens to win and keep going, man. One thing I want to talk about is obviously Lamar Jackson. I think it's going to be a really interesting game for him, just to see more how comfortable he is with this new scheme and his decision making, man. Can it improve? Because no matter how good or Super Bowl-esque our defense is, our success and failure depends on how many points we can put on the board. And I think he's going to keep getting better, but I want to see him keep improving over the course of this year, man. I think from week 1 to 2, he really shows some really good progress. Obviously, not taking as many big hits, and his decision making from week 1 and 2 has improved. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really cool, man. So another game I want to talk about is the Rams, and I believe against they're going against the Bengals, man. So obviously two teams that are different paths. Obviously the Bengals are 0-2, which I don't think anybody was predicting at the beginning of the season. They have I think, some internal issues. We got into that on our recap show about some contracts coming up between some of their high profile players. And obviously Joe Burrow got his money, so you never know, man, how that goes. But I do think they have some issues, and the Rams are ascending, man. They look real good, man. They look like they're kind of buying into what it is. They have a really good receiver that has, some Cooper Cup resemblance, man. He really is interesting how he's been kind of the go-to guy. So I guess when Cooper Cup comes back, they'll have another guy just like him, which will open up a lot of things, man. I did read earlier that they traded, I believe they traded Cam Akers to the Vikings. So don't know how that affects everything, but I'm pretty sure, Cam Akers has been wanting to leave for a while. So I think that's a big thing. Get him up out of there, kind of just get some positive reinforcement there. So I expect, I want to say that the Bengals will win this game, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to pick them cautiously to win this game against the Rams this week. So another game I want to talk about is, let's see, a lot of good games this week, but I want to talk about the Broncos and Dolphins, man. This is an interesting storyline in my opinion, because the Broncos are in a tough spot, man, because they lost a really close game that they really should have won, in my opinion. And like I said, I think ownership is not happy with Russ for the contract that he's getting. The production just isn't there. Obviously, you bring in Sean Payton, and you want to fix it, but this is not his quarterback. So anybody that's watched Sean Payton over the years, he's not one of those people that's just going to keep taking mediocrity, especially when he knows you can play better. So that's an interesting game for me, because don't want to say they're gonna get rid of Russ, because I think he's a really good quarterback, man. And I don't know what's going on with him, but he's a really good guy, and I really want to see him succeed. But right now, it's not going too well, and I think if they take an L, man, it's not gonna get much better. And the gates are gonna start closing in on him to the point where they might try to get rid of him. So, but then they're going against the Dolphins, man, who have probably the MVP front runner over the first 2 weeks of the season, and that's Tua Tagovailoa. Man, he's been balling. He's a great quarterback, man. He looks better. He looks healthier. His decision making is very, very fast, and the offense is very fast. So if you're gonna beat them, you're gonna have to try and stop them. The Patriots did a good job last week in neutralizing Tyreek Hill, but Tua still carved them up a little bit. But I don't think they have a defense that can mess with him that much. You know what I'm saying? So obviously Belichick is a defensive mind. So to slow them down, he's gonna do it. So I would hope that the Broncos watched at least some film to try and slow him down. But I expect the Dolphins to win. I expect them to run. And get this game over with kind of fast. So, like I said, I expect that full-heartedly, man. So, like I said, I got the Dolphins winning that game against the Broncos, man. Last game I really want to talk about, man, is the Falcons and Lions, man. The Lions took a tough loss, obviously, against the Seahawks, man. Kind of slowed their momentum that they were building from the offseason and from their week 1 victory against the Kansas City Chiefs. So, like to see what they look like after they've tasted defeat. A little blood in their mouth a little bit. So, want to see what they do, man. I know Dan Campbell's going to have those guys ready. He's a great coach, great motivator. He fits that blue-collar Detroit football, man. He fits it, and I think they'll be good, man. But they're going against a tough team in the Falcons, man. I watched this game last week. Their win, a come from behind victory against the Packers. I was really impressed with their toughness. I like how Desmond Ritter is looking like a NFL quarterback now, man. Like he's really looking good, and I really like how he plays. And like I said, I expect the Falcons to win this game, man, because I really like how he's been playing. And Bijan Robinson is going to be a big part of this win. So, yeah. But this is a Football Frame of Mind podcast. I am Cam, one half of the team. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us your feedback. Signing off.